So here you can notice here, this is a very simple C program. So I'm trying to use this program in order to explain you how the basic structure of the C program is. So let us learn now. You can notice here, I'll read out how to pronounce the program syntax. See, in programming language, syntax means nothing but grammar of that programming language. See, any language if I want to speak, I should know the grammar. Without grammar, if I speak, I may speak wrongly. I will make mistake. People will make fun of me when I speak that language. Same way in programming, if the syntax is not correct, then the program will throw bugs or errors. So in the programming language, grammar is nothing but syntax. So the programming syntax should be correct. Only then the program will be compiled successfully correctly, and once it is compiled, only then we will be able to execute it. So now let us see here. So I'll read out the program. The program goes through like this: hash include stdio.h. Next line, hash include conio.h. So studio.h, conio.h, what are these two? These two are in C programming language or C++ called as header files. What is this header files? This is a library. What is this? This is a library. See, if I'm learning something, I need to or if I want to have a depth knowledge of that particular topic, then I need book. So usually where do I get the book? From the library, right? So in the library I will take the reference book, go through that topic. That is how I may build my knowledge, right? In the same manner, if you want to program in C programming, you need the support of library files or the header files. So first, before we start the program, we need to include the directives or directories or directives. So for that we are using the symbol hash and the syntax include. So inside this, which header file you want, that name you have to mention. So first line, stdio.h actually stands for standard input output header file. Standard input output header file. So what this file does is, see, we are using functions like printf, scanf and all. So if they have to work properly, that is, this is actually a function. For this function to work, there should be the function definition, how this particular function which we are using here called as printf should execute. So that is actually stored in this particular header file called as standard input output header file. Okay, so same way conio.h. Conio.h actually stands for console input output header file. So why is this header file required? Because you are using here a function called as clear screen. Same way you are using a function called as get ch or get character. So these functions definitions will be stored in this particular header file called as conio.h, which stands for console input output header file. So this is the reason why it is being used. So first, always when we start or begin this C program, first we are supposed to include the directives, that is include the header files. So the essential header files, whatever is required, which are the functions you are using, based on that what is required, that particular header file you have to include. Then every program, every C program has a main function. The execution actually begins from this particular statement, that is called as void main or you can say simply main. I'll later tell you what is the meaning of void. Void also has a meaning. So every C programming language begins with the structure main. So I'll move to the next screen. I don't have space here to write. See, I was explaining you the structure, basic program structure. I said you that we include the header files, correct? Once we include the header files, so every C programming code always begins with main function, and this main functions as a opening and closing braces, which indicates that this is a block. So inside this the other statements are written. So this is how we write the structure. So let me continue. See here, main, after main function, okay, there is no end for this. We are not supposed to keep a dot or a semicolon. In C programming language, if you mention semicolon, it means that you have terminated that particular statement. Like in English, when we keep a sentence with a or end a sentence with a full stop, it means that that particular sentence is end, right? So same way in C programming language, semicolon is used actually to terminate a statement. So it is very important that after main you are not supposed to write the semicolon, or you are not supposed to put the semicolon. So how do we write the main function? Simply write main and the block. So in between the block, whatever the statements we are going to use in our program has to be mentioned with a semicolon. So you can see here, I'll erase certain things. So students, you are able to understand, right, the concepts which I am trying to explain you. If you have doubts, so you can chat and ask the doubts. Yeah, so let us continue. So I explained you about the header files, about the main function. So before main function, I told you there is written void. What does this mean? See, void, as of now you try to understand that void means this particular program is not going to return any value. It is not going to return a value. So this is what it means. So later as we continue, no, I will give you much more clear explanation what is void. So next, as I said you, the program after main starts with a opening braces. Similarly, it ends with a closing braces. You can notice here the next statement here is clear screen function. You can notice here the syntax for clear screen is CLR SCR and opening and closing parenthesis. So whenever you find a keyword with opening and closing parenthesis, it means that it is a function. Okay, and this particular function, why it is used is it is used to clear the output screen. That is, when we execute the program output will be displayed, right, on a screen. So before displaying that output, it will clear the screen. So for that purpose only the clear screen function is used. Next, printf. We pronounce this as printf. /n. So /n is what? It is an escape sequence. What is /n? It is an escape sequence. What it does is it takes the cursor to a new line. That is the meaning of /n. So whenever it encounters /n, it will take the cursor to a new line. Then we have given the text, welcome to C programming world. So what it does, when you execute this particular program, it first clears the screen, then it displays a message called as welcome to C programming world. That is, whatever you give in between the quotes, double quotes, that will be displayed. Then we have a function called as get character. Why is this we are using this? So get character means it will be waiting for us to key in a key or a character. That is, the cursor will be waiting for us to enter the key. Why are we using this is, so if you don't use this, suppose I don't use get character function, when you execute the program, it would have displayed C programming language and it would have come back to the original program. You will not be able to see the output. The reason is the cursor will come back immediately after executing, and it will come back to the editor to display the program. So in order for us to see that particular output, I am using this get character, so the cursor will be waiting for me. After displaying this particular statement, it will be waiting for us to enter a key. So when you enter that key, okay, it will come back. So basically what is this is a trick. If you don't use this, then in order to see the output, you need to press the keyboard shortcut Alt F5, go to the output screen and view the output. Now let us learn what okay, I have told you, you can make a note of it. We have /n. This is an escape sequence. What it does, it is used to create a new line. You can take down this. Same way we have a escape sequence called as /t. It will create a new tab space. So basically these are nothing but escape sequence. Many more escape sequences are there. As we continue with the lab programming, I will guide you with more and more escape sequences. You can make a note of it. So /n means new line, /t means new tab space.